guys, this is Gen X here with my second video of my channel. So again, today I'm going to do another guide, and this guide is going to be on Corki. He is another ADC that I am very well connected with. I love playing him in normals, like ranked. Pretty much anytime I could play Corki, I grab him. Either Corki or Graves, because those are my two favorite ADCs. So, Corki is another ADC, like I said before. He has a little bit more of a mix of ability power and physical damage. So his abilities are kind of hybrid scaling, which helps a lot, because you could buy Trinity Force. I actually rush Sheen on Corki if I'm doing well, and then from there I just dominate my lane. So let's just kind of go through some skins here for you. Just kind of show them off a little. Didn't do that last video, so you might have wanted to see some. So here they are. Let's go over his abilities real quick. His passive here, Hextech Shrapnel Shells. Sorry about that. Corki's basic attacks deal bonus true damage to minions, monsters, and champions. Now this helps with his farming because it does a little bit more damage. It helps with poking whenever the enemy ADC steps up a little bit too far. You can poke them, harass them, zone them. It really is just a great tool for Corki to do some extra damage on top of the physical damage from his regular auto attack. So next is his Q. Phosphorus Bomb. He fires a flash bomb at a target location, dealing magic damage to enemies in this area. The attack additionally reveals the units in the area for a duration. So this is an ability that does only magic damage, but it still does a lot of damage early game. Like, Corki and Graves are both two great examples of early game bruisers, so they can bully your opponent out of their lane really fast, but at the cost of some mana. So Graves doesn't use as much mana with his combos. Corki does use a little bit more. That's why some people can buy like Tear, or they can go Essence Reaver instead of Bloodthirster, but normally you can kind of control the amount of mana expended that you use on your abilities. So that's his main damage dealing ability. You can also use it to scout bushes because it does reveal the area. W Valkyrie, if you haven't noticed yet, I do have like a kind of trend with my ADCs. I do like ADCs that that have like an escape. So for some reason this video isn't working. Oh, here it goes. Pretty much he just kind of flies over a short amount of distance. You can use it as an engagement, or you can use it as a disengage. It's usually more commonly seen as a disengage, or you can use it to like outplay your enemy, like re-maneuver around them. It also creates a trail of destruction who, if an opponent so happens to walk through it, they take a little bit of magic damage, which can be used effectively. So yeah, that's his W. His E, Gatling Gun, he rapidly fires a cone in front of him with his Gatling gun, dealing damage and reducing the enemy armor. So, if you use your Gatling gun to kind of reduce their armor, get some damage down, you can then maybe shoot some missiles, get some auto attacks in, and so you always want to kind of open up with your Gatling gun most of the time. Or you can open up with a Phosphorus Bomb, a Gatling gun, a couple of auto attacks, some missile barrages here and there. I mean, he's really there to zone in a team fight, kind of zone, bully in lane. He's just an all-around great champion for doing that kind of stuff. And finally, his ultimate, Missile Barrage. He fires a missile toward his target location that explodes on impact, dealing damage to enemies in an area. Corki stores missiles over time up to a maximum. Every third missile fired will be a big one, dealing extra damage. So pretty much, you use this to poke down your enemies in lane, zone them, harass them, bully them, do whatever you have to do. It doesn't use that much mana, and it also has a crazy good amount of range. So always just, like, you can even use it to clear minions if you really want to, push out your lane really fast. It's a great tool for a lot of different things, so definitely put it to use when you hit level 6. So those were his abilities. I'll tell you which ones to max now. I max my Q first, then my E, then my W, and then put a point into R whenever I get the chance. For tips how to play Corki, playing as Corki, you want to use this Phosphorus Bomb to reveal enemy units that might be hiding in patches of brush, which, like I said before, can be very helpful for scouting out early invade bushes or anything like that. Valkyrie can be used defensively as well, so try to use it for a quick escape. So, like I said, for the most part, you're gonna want to use it as an escape. So, if a jungler comes to gank you from behind and you just Valkyrie around, you should be able to make it out safely. You might have to burn a summoner or two, but you shouldn't be that worried about getting out as long as you have Valkyrie. Another tip is he can continue to attack while using Gatling Gun. So maximizing Gatling Gun is key to mastering Corki. So you activate Gatling Gun and you could still auto attack as long as it's active. It's kind of just there passively to do extra damage, and it will actually help you do more damage while it's active with your auto attacks because it also lowers their armor. But they do have to be hit by it to reduce their armor. When playing against Corki, you're going to want to watch out for his Missile Barrage. They deal splash damage, which means they do a little bit of AoE to the units around him, so you can get hit even when hiding behind minions, which is why he's also good. He's just a complete lane bully. You don't want to try to get close range with a Corki, because even in close range, he can still dish out a lot of damage, especially once he gets Sheen, because after every ability he casts, he can do an extra, or he can auto attack for even more damage with the Sheen proc. Also, Corki is vulnerable after he uses Valkyrie, so try switching focus to him if he uses it to enter a fight, which you really should never use Valkyrie to enter a fight unless you see somebody low that you could just pick off by Valkyrieing and then maybe a Missile Mirage or an auto attack, which is very, very good. So those were some tips and whatnot for playing Corki. Let's go over runes and masteries. So for runes, I do believe he's somewhere over here, right here. I take 1 Quintessence of Armor because, as you could tell, I take 9 Seals of Health. So I pretty much do that with every ADC now because Seals of Health are just better than Armor now. I'm pretty sure they just scale better with the ADC's health than their armor. So I take 1 Quintessence of Armor just to still have a little bit of armor, and then 2 Quintessences of attack damage. I have 9 Greater Marks of attack damage, like I said before, 9 Greater Seals of health. I have 5 Greater Glyphs of Magic Resist, and 4 Greater Glyphs of Scaling Magic Resist, because Corki he doesn't do very well late game, but he starts to fall off kind of late game, so this extra Scaling Magic Resist is going to help him survive those AP DPS champions like mages, or even like the early to mid game supports that are like Sona, Janna, Nami, anything like that. So that's why those are there. For masteries for Corki, right here, I go 2190, but these masteries are a little bit different than the regular ADC. So for him, I go 1 Double-Edged Sword, 4 Fury, 1 Butcher, 1 Exposed Weakness, because you're going to be using a lot of spells to do most of your damage, so you're going to want to keep doing damage with your spells, so that's why that's there. 3 Brute Force, 1 Spell Weaving, pretty much self-explanatory. When you damage somebody with a basic attack, it increases your spell damage 1% by 1%. So Spell Weaving and Blade Weaving are both there to increase the spell damage that you do and your auto attack damage. Martial Mastery, 3 in Executioner, 1 in Warlord, 3 in Devastating Strikes, and 1 in Havoc. On the defensive tree, pretty standard, 2 Block, 2 Recovery, 1 Unyielding, 3 Veteran Scars, and 1 Juggernaut. The reason why I don't get 1 in Hardiness instead of Juggernaut in this case is because I do have that 1 Greater Quintessence of Armor to replace for the Hardiness. So that is that. Alright, so those are runes and masteries. For summoner spells, we got pretty much the same 3 sets of summoner spells that I went over with Graves: Flash Heal, Flash Barrier, Flash Cleanse. Flash Heal, pretty standard. If you don't know what they do, you can always just go into the spell section here and click on them, and you can read what they do. I just don't want to keep rereading them over again. Or you can go check out my other video, which I explain more in depth with what each of the sets do. But yeah, Flash Heal, pretty standard. Heal, self-explanatory. It heals you, gives you a little boost of movement speed. Flash, just great on any champion. You know, good escape, good engage. Pretty much self-explanatory. Flash and Barrier. Barrier you want to use if your laning opponents have Ignite instead of Exhaust. So, because Ignite counters Heal, so heal would be pretty much pointless. That's why you want to get barrier. And then flash and cleanse. Cleanse if they have a lot of CC on the team that you're worried about. You don't really need to worry about cleanse on Corki. If you're really that worried about getting CC locked, I just suggest getting a Quicksilver Sash and then building that into a Mercurial Scimitar once you get enough gold. But you shouldn't be worried that much about cleanse, because first of all, you shouldn't be that far into a team fight because of your poke with your Missile Barrage, and you just have long range with your spells and stuff. So, and you do have your Valkyrie. Only take cleanse really on an ADC if it's somebody like Vayne or maybe even Graves. Trying to think of somebody else. Somebody who like result or needs mobility in order to do well in team fights. An ADC that you don't want to get CC'd like all the way down. So thank you guys for watching this guide on Corki. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel for more League of Legends guides and soon-to-be gameplay. If you guys have any suggestions or like any champ that you want me to do a guide on specifically, just put that in the comments or message me. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is Gen X signing out.